Welcome, everyone, to the Inside Story podcast, where we take you behind the scenes of building diverse businesses and becoming a successful entrepreneur. My name is Dursun. I'm your host, business coach, and facilitator on a mission to help build impactful businesses. Today, we are taking a sneak peek at My Body Caring Coach, which is a Luxembourg based wellness and training company. And my guest today is Maude Reisman, who is the founder as well as a body caring coach herself. Through her practice, Maude helps individuals and supports them at every stage of their life by providing them the tools to take care of their body in a sustainable as well as natural way, so it serves and functions them optimally. Welcome, Maude, to the Inside Story podcast. It's nice to have you.
Thank you, Dulcin. I'm happy to be here.
We first met with Maude at a female networking event here in Luxembourg, which was a great opportunity to meet like-minded entrepreneurs. And we somehow kick it off right away, and we had so much in common, although we do different things. And I must admit, you really stood out from the crowd, and you made me curious about what you do. And so I did give a visit to Maude's studio. She practices different techniques, primarily three: naturopathy, personal training, and massage. This is how she supports her clients. And if you are like me, you don't know what naturopathy is, which I had to Google and to understand, which is, as I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, Maude, it's an alternative medicine where the approach is to treat and prevent illnesses, not using drugs, but rather using more natural techniques, or such as diet, exercise, and massage.
Yeah, and to be complete, it's really an holistic approach of the body and mind, and it's really working on your lifestyle. So with naturopathy, you're going to use only natural elements to help you in your life. So it will be like, so we will work on what you drink, what you eat, how do you move, how do you sleep, how is your stress at the moment. And we will use tools as phytotherapy, aromatherapy, chemotherapy, and many other techniques, but only natural and, as you said, in prevention of any illness and disease. So it's really taking you as a human being in a global approach.
Mm-hmm. Incredible. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. To start off, a common practice is for me to read few unfinished sentences, and I would ask you to finish them for us.
Okay, perfect. Let's play.
Okay. Being an entrepreneur means
Start.
building an impactful business requires
Faith.
failure is
A part of the path of being an entrepreneur.
couldn't agree more. Success is a result of
Patience, work, and knowing yourself.
and last one, being fulfilled in life means
Loving yourself.
again, couldn't agree more. Self-love is so important, as well as self-care. This is why I went to your massage, the relaxation massage. Oh my God, it was so good. To anyone listening, if you are experiencing stress like me, if you sit all day and work in front of a computer, I think this is one great way to de-stress and take care of your body.
Yeah, I cannot agree more, because I practice it, but I also receive it myself, right? Because it's like to preach what you teach, or I don't know if vice versa, but it's this idea, yes.
Tell us a little bit about you and My Body Caring Coach. You touched upon the naturopathy part, but tell us a little bit more. What exactly do you do? What one can expect when visiting your studio?
Well, thank you for asking. You really did a great description at the beginning, so I was like, oh, okay, she did it for me. Thank you so much. But really, the method, it's really, of My Body Caring Coach, is really helping people to be self-confident and fulfilled in their life. And how do I do that? It's really, for me, by taking care of their bodies. So as you said, I have like many tools, but three main ones: naturopathy, Personal training would be really working in movement. We will work on functional training, working on your fascias, working on your cardio, and taking your body in an holistic manner so that you really feel at some point that you have a strong body, that you can count of it every day of your life. And you will also feel a lot of energy. And that will help you because then, there will be less stress, less overload, less overwhelmed because you will have the energy to be a real part of your life. And I also added the massage because for me, it's really getting people to connect again with their bodies. Like for me, your body is a marvel, right? So, and you only have one. I mean, and that's for life. So you really need to live with it, right? And the idea is to live longer and better. It's really getting back to it, taking care of it, and massage for me is really a good way also to leave your body being taken care of by someone else, and then you'll be like, ooh, I can feel that. Ooh, I like this. Ooh, that's good for me and my body. I will do it again. So that's really what's important for me. It's really helping people stop mistreating their bodies, stop hurting the bodies, stop, the extreme diets, wearing tight clothes, having poor sleep, not knowing what you can eat, what you can drink, being overstressed. It's really stopping this to have a lot of energy, strongness, and a functional body for the rest of your life.
No, that's so important, especially as you age. At least for me, as I age, I get to appreciate my body so much, and in my body, I can feel the aging process. Although I'm young, or I want to believe that I'm young, and it's so crucial for me. Exercise has become like exercise, movement, healthy eating, overall, as you say, like holistic approach, like healthy lifestyle has become so instrumental. And in my own experience, especially in my early teens and 20s, I've tried so many different diets trying to
Sure. We
lose
all did,
a
right?
kilo here and there. Yeah, exactly. And they don't work.
No,
The moment I gave up all of that and I said, you know what, I just want to focus on having a healthy lifestyle where I eat good, nutritious food as well as I move on a regular basis, things came back to its place. I lost the way I wanted to lose. I felt much better. And yeah, so it's amazing that you help people to reconnect to their own bodies and appreciate how much power we have within if we actually take care of our body
Yeah,
in
and
the right way.
being really like responsible for yourself, which is actually a good thing, like, because all depends on you, right? So it's cool because it means you can do something. And I guess another point is also taking the time into consideration. If you're not in a hurry, if you're not saying, oh, I need to lose weight in 2 months because summer's coming, I need my summer body. So here, that's where you're going to go to extreme diets and you're going to starve. And even though it will work, because at some point you will lose some weight, but after the summer, you will gain your weight again and maybe
Yeah,
more. And so that's really bad for your body. But if you take time into consideration, saying, well, I want to be in good health, I want to have some energy, I want to feel self-confident. And, it can take times, right? It can take months, it can take years. But then there's no pressure, there's no rush. So you can eat good food and with enough quantity of you need, and you will feel good and you will feel energy and you will not starve again. It's just that maybe it won't happen in 2 weeks, but it will
exactly.
happen. So it's really thinking also about your goals. And that's, I think, something very important for people. Think about your goal and being responsible for yourself, and it will work actually.
Yeah, no, indeed, indeed. Maude, so you are now providing massage services, naturopathy, personal training, but that's not where you started. You
Right.
have over 15 years of experience in law, and at some point you decided to switch.
Yeah.
What influenced you to make that transition, leaving your, I'm guessing, somewhat comfortable
Yeah.
career to embark on your entrepreneurial journey, especially start something on your own, being a solopreneur. Can you speak to that transition?
Yeah, of course. Well, I think I guess I've been a lawyer because I wanted to help people, right? And that was actually something in me since I'm young and I want people to be better, feel better, be happy. But I guess at some point in this legal field, I did not find the sense or the way I wanted to practice it or the way I wanted to help people. And it also felt that in the law firms I worked in or the companies I work in, that some of people were really unhappy and not in good health, and they were not treating themselves right. And oh my God, the stress. Ooh, that was actually quite a lot. So I was kind of like observing, feeling myself also. And so I started in 2021 the training to be a naturopath. At first, just, by curiosity, right? Just, I'm interested. I really want to go further because I've always been into health and sports and everything. So I was like, yeah, I want to get better knowing of that. But the more I was studying, the more I was like, "Ooh, there's something misleading with my career, and I'm not sure this is the right path for me. There's something else calling me."
Mhm.
And in 2022, to be honest, I have been dismissed in June 2022. And for me, it was really a shock, to be fair. But also at the same time, I felt like, ooh, that might be a sign of life or universe or whatever you call it. And I felt at this point that it was maybe the right time to start my body caring coach. And so I've been unemployed for a year in Luxembourg. So I was registered at the UDEM. I had the opportunity to do the program Start Your Business, which is a program dedicated to people who want to be an entrepreneur in Luxembourg. So it's really, a full program with coaches, trainings, helping you to start this new adventure. And while I was in this Start Your Business training, I also continue all my training in naturopathy. And then I started the personal training because I really wanted to help people to integrate movement in their lifestyle. So it was really like helping people to find a way to integrate movements and stay balanced in their life. So I really want to do that. And massage was something I like to practice myself since many years, but I really wanted to have also serious trainings, knowing anatomy, knowing the bodies, and helping people being health. So that's why I practice lymphatic drainage, for instance, to help the body clean itself. So I did this for a year, and I opened my body caring coach in March last year, actually.
So it's bit over a year since you have been doing this business.
Yeah, I'm a very young solo entrepreneur, like not
And
age
how,
young.
with age too, things are relative, right?
Right,
So you
exactly.
can be as young as you want. I wish I believed that. So tell us a little bit then about how was that journey? So you had a full-time job, and I
Yeah.
think for a lot of people, it provides the certainty, the comfort. And in your case, and I actually can relate because I was in a job where I wasn't super happy and I was thinking of an exit strategy. But I've been postponing, right? Because the pay was great. There was certainty. I knew exactly where I had to be. I knew exactly how much money was gonna come to my bank account, right? I don't have to worry much. So it was very difficult to make that decision just to quit and start something on my own. And like you, I was fired due to COVID. Actually, 99 or 95 at least percent of people in my company were let go. And here I was, as you said, I was like, oh my God, this is the sign from the universe. Like, if you can't make up your mind and make a move, then universe is like, you know what? I must intervene and put this person in the right track, right? So I do believe that sometimes I think universe, God, whatever you want to believe, right? Like these external factors also kind of push you in the right direction. So tell us a little bit about how this year has been. Were there any surprises? Anything that you didn't expect when you started your business? Because for a lot of entrepreneurs, I think you start either like super excited or you enter entrepreneurship with a little bit of self-doubt and fear. So how was it for you? Were there any surprises through the journey when you started your own business?
Yeah, actually, I would say every day because for me, it's really like this entrepreneurship journey is really about knowing yourself. Like, it really puts you where you have insecurities. Like, for instance, you were talking about finance. Wow, this was for me, and this is for me the first time that actually I don't have a salary. Like, I don't pay myself. And that has been a lot to accept. But there's really something inside me that says, continue. You need to continue. It's normal. You need time. Do the work, take action. It's gonna come, but it takes time. Like, and I really made the comparison where in my law career, like, it took me some time to feel confident as being a lawyer. Well, it will be the same as being an entrepreneur. So that was something for me, like keeping the faith while things were not working the way I wanted them to work. Finding a studio in Luxembourg was actually something very hard. And it's really expensive. So that was really a lot of questions for me. I cannot say, but yeah, I think like every month I ask myself, should I find a job or a part-time job aside this activity of being a body caring coach? And it's really something here in my mind. So I really speak to myself like every day. So what's the goal? Where are we going to? What's the vision? Are you still in it? And then it's also practicing a new job because I was, as a lawyer, I was working mainly, behind a computer, typing. I was a litigation lawyer, so I went in court, I was pleading, but still, it was really, a job where you're seated every day. Now I'm in movement every day. I practice massage, I touch bodies, I help people move. So it's really something different. So it feels that my body, which is over 40, needs to adapt to this new journey, this new job also. And that was something I could not anticipate before starting. So it's every day something new is coming. The people you meet, also, like for instance, us. I mean, I would have never had the chance to meet you, I guess, in my last job. And that's wow. I love what the life creates and the opportunity it creates. I think that when you go in this field, it's really having your vision, why? The why. And I'm sure I'm not the only one to say that, like we all say it, but it's really because this really what will give you the faith to continue. Because being a solo entrepreneur is not that easy, right? And it's also knowing yourself and how are you secure with your finances. Like, do you have some cash? Do you have some securities? Are you okay with having no money at all? Are you okay because you're going to pay taxes there? You're going to maybe pay rent. So think about it. I mean, it's not only about your passion or what you like. It's you really have some grounded stuff, and finance and charges are really expensive, especially in Luxembourg.
Indeed, indeed. And I think it is so important to know, as to your point, your purpose, your why, because at the end of the day, building something ground up, something that didn't exist before, and to your point, right, completely shifting focus and starting something new where you have to learn not only learn how to become a masseuse or personal trainer, but you have to learn how do you build a business, how do you do basic accounting, how do you do promotion and sales, and how do you find clients, and all of that. That can be quite overwhelming. And I agree that I think it's so important to know why did you start it in the first place, because when things get challenging, that passion and that reason, that purpose, I think one thing that kind of keeps you going, keeps you on track.
Yeah, and you said also like selling your services. I mean, was something very new for me, especially in a field where I didn't have, the network yet, and the habits and the language, and so you have to. It's really like starting from zero and learning again. But in some ways, I feel very lucky to have this opportunity to do that because I feel like it's fun, like. And worst case scenario, I'll find a job or I'll do something else. I don't know. But this is really fun. Like, this is a really fun path.
It's yeah, this is so great to hear, because I think oftentimes we tend to focus on the outcome. We want to build that successful business, and we have maybe particular vision for what we want to build. But then sometimes we disregard the journey, the process. And for me, one big realization is, as long as the process is fun and I enjoy it, even if the outcome might not be what I want exactly, it's still
Right.
worth it, right? So as you say, you
Yeah.
develop, you learn so much about yourself, especially.
Yeah, I really agree with you. It's really because vision will give you, and face will give you, your point of view, but then you really need to kind of like enjoying your everyday journey to entrepreneurship. Because, well, for me, I mean, I started this even though I was pushed by the universe. It was I volunteered to it. I mean, I couldn't also find another job as a legal in the company, right? I
Yeah.
couldn't have done things differently. So for me, it was really a choice. And the point of this is being aligned and happy with what I do every day. If not, for me, there's no point, or I need to change and adapt again to really find joy again, even though you have challenges, even though it's hard, even though you have to push yourself. And also, one thing which is really important for me is to stay in good health. I think as being a lawyer, I didn't have this in mind, like so consciously. But here
Mm.
today, it's really like you're by yourself, right? So you really need your body and mind to be strong, energetic, alert, available for your clients. And you have so many things to do in a day, right? Because you were speaking about selling, promotion, meeting people, administrative, legal, and by the way, your services, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really keen into like having a good sleep, being hydrated, having good food, practicing by myself, movement and sports, because I know that's what will bring me energy. And I think it's important that because when you're in a solo entrepreneur, you're like working, you don't even count your hours, right?
Mm.
You work. I cannot say something else, but it's like, oh, you think about something, or you're working, you're like, oh, I have an idea, I have to write it something. So it's always, thinking about it. And when you work from home, for instance, for many entrepreneurs, when do you stop? When to stop?
Exactly.
So many of them, they get exhausted and overloaded and overwhelmed by being an entrepreneur because this is a lot. So for me, it was really okay. So I really need to pay attention to this and taking care of my body and myself, like preaching what you teach, right? Again, because for me, it's a marathon. So it's gonna take time. It's maybe a lifetime. So you need to keep your energy up.
Indeed, yeah, I agree. I think entrepreneurship is a marathon rather than a sprint, and
Yeah,
you need to try to be in it for a long term, right?
yeah.
Even if this particular business doesn't succeed in the way you want it to succeed, you can build something else, and do other things. So you've touched upon some of the challenges you have experienced. especially being a solopreneur and kind of shifting careers and starting, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment so far? What are you most proud of?
Oh, I will say two things maybe. I'm really
Mhm.
proud of having taken the step. Did it. Like I did it actually. I mean, I opened my body caring coach. I'm still here a year after. I still have some clients. I'm developing. I'm going further and further. I believe in the project. I believe in myself. So I'm really proud of having started. Like taking the first step. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, stopping the fear, who's talking to you, and say, "Well, I know you're here, but I will do it anyway." So
Yeah.
that's what I'm proud of. And I'm also very proud of my clients, actually, because I had the chance that I already served like around 70 people, and some who are practicing personal training with me, they tell me stuff about their lifestyle, how it changed, how they feel, how they integrated movement in their lives, how they challenge themselves now. I have some clients that actually did a run race a few weeks ago, which they were actually not practicing any sport a year ago. So I'm like, wow. So when I see them, I'm like, okay, wow, I'm so proud of them, and I'm so proud of being part of their path, because now they really integrated that health is what they need. So they take care about themselves and they take care about their bodies. And
I
for me, I couldn't expect that. The satisfaction of your clients and see how they feel, and they express it to you that, oh, I feel stronger. I feel that my body is taking me over. It's like, oh, I was, how do you say, having my luggage in my hands and it didn't feel heavy anymore. And oh, this morning I woke up, I felt very energetic. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. And you see that coming and you're like, wow. I'm very proud. Yeah.
No, it's amazing. I think one thing we might have in common. You are a body coach. I'm more kind of focusing on the business side. But I think at the end of the day, the work that we do really hopefully targets the mindset, right? So
Yeah.
the hardest part is to change the behavior and our choices, right? It's very difficult when you have a certain way of thinking and doing things. You have your routine. A lot of stuff that we do are habits which are automatic. Sometimes we don't even think. We grab the cookie, we take the maybe elevator instead of walking, right? So there are a lot of kind of these practices that we do on autopilot without thinking. So I think that the important work that it seems like you are doing with your clients is also helping them shift the mindset and
Exactly.
think, as you said, holistically, right? Like of themselves, of their health in a holistic way, and integrate bits and pieces in their daily life. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's not only like about losing weight. There's really something else coming up. And that was actually I couldn't anticipate that before. I couldn't dream of it. I mean, I didn't know what was going to happen to them.
Mhm.
But wow, uh, seeing it and having them expressing it, it's for me, it's also nourishing my why. It's like, okay, I have to continue because that's the goal.
Exactly. Your clients, in a way, kind of inspire you to continue what you do.
Of
So
course.
that's amazing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're well, without them, like my body caring coach would not be there. So yeah, I really thank them because they trust me, and well, I'm impressed by that. Yeah.
Great. In a way, yes, they trust you, and but also they trust themselves. I think which is also important, right? Like to when you make the decision even to go and see a trainer, a personal trainer. I'm not even talking about the training part, just the decision part that, okay, I can do this. That's, that's already a big win if people can
Yeah, it's a
achieve
big
that.
win. And then my job, and it's really like to show them that you can. Because
Mm.
many of them, they arrive and like, oh, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. My body hurts. I have pain here, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, yeah, but you can do some movements. And then they experience it. It's also by experience, right? And then they're like, ooh, oh, so I can do it. Nice. Oh, I will come again. Ooh, I feel more energy. Ooh, I like it. And then you start the circle. And that's, you see it. I mean, I cannot explain really, but you see it.
In their eyes.
There is your business coach, and maybe also when you see your clients, you see it when something switches, when even the postures. Some people, they arrive and they're like this, and they're shy, and they're they took the decision, but it was really hard for them to come. And when they leave, like maybe 6 months or 1 year after, they're like up, smiling, being proud of themselves. And you're like, wow, this is not the same person. And they actually love themselves.
Mm.
Job
Amazing,
done.
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think one thing that for me, which is true, and I see with other people who constantly practice, train, is by doing sports, by practicing and being physically active, it's also a great way to build confidence.
Yeah.
Confidence in yourself, as you say, even just to walk up straight, have your head up and straight. That I think sports and movement does so much in developing that self-confidence in oneself.
Yeah. And it also has an impact on your lifestyle, because you will move more. So you will drink maybe more water. You will start thinking about what you eat, because you need
Mm.
good energy to practice your movement. And then you'll be like, ooh, maybe I will have more vegetables, or maybe I will have more fruits. And then you will have better sleep. And better sleep will have an impact on your stress, nutrition, etc., etc. So for me, it's really like having one habit, integrating this habit might have some impact on all the other parts of your life with changing just one thing. So that's
Yeah.
really powerful, I guess.
No, indeed. And I think sports or like physical activity is, in habit building, they refer to it, I think, if I remember correctly, the keystone habits. Keystone habits are the ones, as you were saying, you make one change, one habit change, which is going to have tremendous impact on other areas as well. So I think this kind of training, caring for your body, moving on regular basis, this is such an instrumental and keystone habit. Then, as you said, can improve your health, your productivity, energy level, and maybe even your relationships. Because I don't know about you, if I didn't have enough sleep, I am such a grumpy person.
Of course, and we all are actually like no sleep. When you feel grumpy or something, you have two things: go sleep or go move.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm gonna keep that in mind. So looking ahead, Maud, now that you have kind of crossed the milestone of 1 year, kudos to you, well done.
Thank
What
you.
is on the horizon? What would you say is your main priority for the next 1 year?
Developing my activity. I need more clients, so I really need to do more promotion and more selling. I need people to know that I exist and that my body caring coach is there for them. And so that would be the goal of next year. And at the end, I really would like to create a wellness center. So that's long-term vision, or maybe mid-term vision, depending.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, it's, like really wearing the suit of my body caring coach, and leaving a bit imposter syndrome behind, and going forward in my posture of body caring coach. Yeah.
Great, amazing. We wish you the best of luck, and
Thank you.
having having used your services on myself, I could see that your vision is hopefully is just the midterm. I think with the level of dedication and commitment you're putting into your business, yeah, it will come alive sooner than you think. Yeah,
Thank you, thank you.
hopefully.
Hopeful. Yeah, hope so.
So we are reaching the end of our conversation, but I still have two more things I want to ask you. One, based on what we have discussed so far, what is one thing you would like our listeners to take home?
Believe in yourself. Start. I mean, really, like, start. What are you going to lose? Like, what's the risk of starting? It's really, take the first step. Take the first step, try. It doesn't work. Okay, you'll find something else. You'll find a solution. You'll find another way. You'll find another perception. But if you really feel that you have something here inside and that you want to try it. I mean, worst case scenario, you get back to your farm job, or you find another job, or you will meet other people and you will have another path. But listen to your voice and start. And if you're a bit scared, well, contact people that have been through this path and ask your questions. And but at some point, you're responsible for yourself. So do it. Do it.
Exactly. Just do it.
Do it. Yeah. Well, it's already. Yeah.
Too
I
bad
guess
Nike has
one of
taken that.
it already, but yeah, that's the point actually.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think for a lot of people, at least for myself, the worst thing is the regret of not
Yeah.
trying something rather than trying something and failing. Because I think you can live with the failure, with most failures at least. You can live, you can survive, and you can thrive despite the failures. And the worst thing that one can do is not pursue their dreams.
Yeah, and when you speak about failure, I mean, of course, I agree with the word, but it's really also depending on the way you see it. Like, okay, failure, right? But this has been since we're babies, right? When you try to walk, I mean, you fail. That's part of our lives. So it's really into, okay, failure, but why? What happened? Why do you feel this is a failure? What could have been different? Or maybe it's because you're not aligned with yourself. So it's really like, okay, like, because we could say, like, you were fired. I was also. So we can say, oh, that's a failure in life. But I'm like, I don't see it that way. I'm like, okay, that was a rock on my path. Okay, fair enough. That's life. So what do I do about it? And I'm part responsible of what happened also to me. So okay, I mean, take the failure and take some time, to feel it, cry, scream, wasn't fair, blah, blah, blah. But then move forward, like analyze what happened, why, and then leave it behind and move forward.
Couldn't agree more. Move forward.
Yeah.
Maud, there's one last question. I started recently this new practice where I ask my guest to leave a question for the next guest. And this question is broadly related to entrepreneurship, challenges or specific questions they might have. So there was a question left for you,
Okay.
which is the following, which is actually, I think, is great, kind of aligns with what we were discussing. What strategies do you use to maintain a healthy work-life balance while growing your business? And how do you ensure you and your team stay motivated and inspired?
Wow. Okay. To be honest, I think I'm still working on this, trying to, to find this balance, especially between your pro life and your personal life. This is not the easiest part, I will say, because, when you work with a patient and sometimes, and to be honest, I don't see myself working that much. And I really need some relatives and close to me to say, stop it. So I think having people around you that you trust to tell you, to cheer you up, that's important, but also to tell you the truth, sorry, and to tell you when you're going too far. Like, because, I will give you an example. At some point, I was feeling that I didn't need vacations, right? because I was doing what I'm passionate about. I love what I do. And even though sometimes I'm struggling, I really do it with joy. So I was like, yeah, I don't need vacation. But, my husband like pushed me to this, like, no, we're going to take vacations, right, with the kids. And so I was kind of like obliged to shut down for some weeks. And I was like, yeah, that was actually a right decision to take, because even though you're working with patients, sorry, you need some time off. And also for your creation, I mean, it's really good. Then you have some ideas and you clear your mind and everything. So I would say having relatives close to you tell you the truth, and sometimes, to put you in face of the mirror.
Yeah.
So that my kids, they help a lot. Like, oh, mom, we didn't see you, blah, blah, blah. So you're like, okay, I might, adjust the agenda, and taking care of your health. Like, really, like, sleep. Stop. Shut down the computer. It's better that you sleep and have enough sleep than staying in front of your computer until 2 or 3 o'clock. Move, go walk. I know you do it and you practice it. Like, go outside, take a walk. It will reduce your stress. It will oxygen. So again, it's not doing such things. Sorry, are not losing your time as being an entrepreneur. It should be integrated to your day life, and that will actually help you being a better entrepreneur.
I agree with that more. I think taking the time to rest and care for yourself, for your needs, practice self-love, is not taking time away from your business. It's actually adding, maybe. Because for me, as you said, I go for walks because it just helps me get greater clarity, especially when I'm stressed, overwhelmed, and there are so many things on my mind. Going for a walk in nature helps me so much. And actually, after I'm back from that walk, I feel much better. I bring much more energy and focus into what I'm doing. And I think as a result, I'm a better entrepreneur because I do take time off to care for my needs.
Yeah, it's really about know yourself, and know where you can go and when it's too far, and you know getting back to where you're aligned, where you're happy about what you do, and knowing yourself. What do you need? So for instance, for you, it's walking, going outside, going walking in the forest. But maybe for other people would be like to swim, or for others would be like a chat with some friends, or I don't know. It's really like very personal to each
Yeah.
entrepreneur that we are, and to each people actually. But it's just knowing yourself and listening to your body and say, okay, yeah, maybe I have to stop, or maybe I have to change something, or I'm not aligned. This is not okay. And that's okay not being okay. So just what actions can I take to be okay again in this entrepreneurship journey? Because again, as we said at the beginning, it's a marathon. So you need to take care of your energy.
Exactly. So, for everyone listening, please take good care of yourselves as much as you take good care of your business.
Exactly. Love it.
Yeah. Maud, this was amazing. Thank you so much. I loved our conversation. It was super insightful and inspiring. At least for me, it inspired me to focus on my vision and take good care of myself. I hope our listeners will also take that message home and act on it. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on the Inside Story podcast to share your story. Thank you, Maud.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dilsun. Thank you.
Thank you.